Okay, once again, welcome back in my channel today. Hope you are doing good and well. Today we are on the day number 7 and we are going to be discuss the next few topics in the coming series. So in this particular video, I'm going to be discuss that how many ways that we can create a security incident. Okay, that is number one part. And we are going to be see a little bit more about that particular perspective. So let me open my slides here. Yes, here. Yeah. Before that, let's understand little bit more about the security incident response. Even though we are discussing this for a long time now, 5 and 6 days we spent to discuss on that part, but here we are going to be discuss little bit more in depth. Number one, if I want to be understand the overall information flow of a security incident, how it will look like. It will be look like this. So let me do a little bit larger here. Yes, and you can go here. Yeah. So number one, that how the information flow that we have to integrate our security products. From there, we pick up the data which go into the ServiceNow. And with this, we have done the or we utilize the threat intelligence. Here, I would like to be pick up the term called the data enrichment. This is what the things happen here. Data enrichment happen and then determine that what response action we have to be take. And then we plan for the remediate task. And finally, we go for the review of the post-incident review. Number one, I want to be clarify that this is not the life cycle. This is the flow of the information. Life cycle is mainly prepare, detect, analysis, and all the things will be there. But this is the information flow. And how this information flow will be look like? This is the one. So we can integrate our security products with the threat detection system, SIEMs. We can prioritize the incident on the basis of the business impact. We can enrich our incident with the help of the threat intelligence. We can do the automation of the workflow and the manual task. Workflow and flow with the for the manual removing the manual task. We can see that is there major incident also exists in the security incident response. And finally, we go for the post incident review. Now we're going to be discuss about this thing. In the ITSM, if you see my ITSM series, in the ITSM, we get a ITSM guided setup. Something similar is available in the SIR as well, and that is called the setup assistant. So I'll come here and I'll show you the setup assistant here. So you can search setup assistant. Security incident under the analyst workspace, we have a setup assistant. This assistant will help us to be understand and help us to configure the security incident response end to end. So total 5 major activities need to be performed. Out of these 5, 1 will be done by the system admin and rest 4 will be done by the security incident admin. I'm again repeating the words in the day 6 or day 5 when we discuss about the roles. That is the reason we had 2 roles or we have 2 roles here. So number 1 is a system admin. The major task of the system admin is to install the plugin and to create the basic groups for the security incident response. Once the plugin has been activated, then the access has been given to a user which has been created under this or the group. And then the rest part will be taken care by the security incident admin. So total 4 work need to be done here. Number 1 is the basic config. Under this activity, if you see here the basic configuration, under this activity, the SI admin will create the roles, configure the groups, set up the escalation. We are going to be discuss this topic separately. Calculator groups, that how the group will be calculated or the things will be calculated on the basis of priority or criticality or the business impact. Then how the risk score will be get calculated. These are the 2 different things, but they work in a hand in hand. Then they can or he can set up the or she can set up the SLA. Then priority incident definition and the process selection. In the SIR, ServiceNow provide two type of processes. One is called SANS and one is called NIST. SANS open, NIST open, SANS what I can say stateful or NIST stateful. These are the four types are available, but what we are going to be used is the NIST stateful. We are going to be use that part. So we have a separate topic to discuss these terms in detail. Then we can set up the incident review process, and finally we can do the day-to-day work on that part. Also, one thing maybe we missed out is that SIR also provide a workspace. It is easy to use, so I'll take you on the workspace as well once we move to the next part. Then the second thing which we can do, or which SI admin need to be do, is called the email parsing. Email parsing, because there are two ways to create SI. One is manual, other is automatic. And under the automatic, this email parsing need to be done. So what is the steps need to follow for the email parsing is that number one, we have to be set up the mailbox, parsing parsing mailbox where this email will be come from the users. Then we have to be configure the alerts ingestions. Third, we have to put the matching rules and the user reported phishings. And finally, the inbound action, what action need to be do on that particular part. So in today's session, we're going to be discuss this part also in little bit depth. Then the fourth part or the fourth step is basically for the automation perspective. And that is called the playbooks and runbooks. Playbooks and the runbooks are used kind of a published article which can be used by the analyst to perform the task, response task. I'm not saying let's not use the word task here. Let's use the word response task here because that is important part here. And to do this part, we can take a help from the incident workflows and the flows as well. And the last, which is with capability configuration. What the simple meaning of capability configuration means, there are some non-issues can be raised or can be attacked in our systems, in our network. And ServiceNow provide kind of a way to handle that in a quick manner, like block request, email search and delete, enrich the config item, observable, get statics, get process. So we are going to be discuss these 9 steps also, or these 9 points also in depth in the upcoming sessions. But from the examination perspective, this particular 9 points are very much important. In this part, what can be happen that you will receive some complete definition, and you have to be answer that what this definition belong to. It's a block request, it's isolate host, or it is a get network statics processes or publish to watchlist or the threat lookup. So this is what the SI admin need to be do a complete setup. So it is like a guided setup which we have in the ITSM, but here we are calling it as a setup assistant. Now let's come to the major point. Is that I told you that there are 2 ways to create the SI incident, manual and automatic. Under the manual, what we have? This one. Under manual, we have number 1, catalog items. And here we need to follow the 5W and 1H rule. What this mean? Who is going to be used? What is the purpose? What information we have? Where need to be placed these catalog items? How this item getting presented, or how this item will be used by the user. Now the question comes, Atul, do we have these catalog items in the ServiceNow itself? Means when we install the plugin, are we getting this out of the box? Yes, we are getting the out of the box. So to do this part, we can come here and we can see catalog. You can see under self-service, I have a security incident catalog. The 1W is important, that who is going to be use these catalog items. That is very much important. And also another important point from the examination perspective, that these are the catalog items, but they're not going to create any request. they are going to be create the incident. So in the front end, these are the item, but in the back end, these are the record producer only, nothing else. So these are the top 5 or 10 categories given by ServiceNow, and we can raise our incident on that particular part. So like I want to do some policy violation complaint or incident. So I can go company policy violation and I can provide the detail. So once I provide the detail, let me say click on the submit. And then you notice that I got the incident number instead of the REQ or the RITM. That is the number one part we have to be understand, that the first way to create the manual incident is SI incident is the security incident catalog. Don't say catalog, security incident catalogs are there. Now the number 2 point or the number 2 way is to create with the help of the manual incident. Means from the normal incident, I can say. How normal incident? If you go here and search for the incident, let me say here and open. Let me click on this one. So if I already activated the plugin in my instance, then I will get this create security incident UI action on the normal incident. And when I click on this, a security incident will be get created. You can see here. But I would like to highlight another point from the ServiceNow perspective. Only the user who has a proper security incident role, means basic role specifically, those or analyst role, only those can see this security incident. If you're getting the security incident from this UI action, you will just get a notification. Sorry, you will just get a information message on the screen, but you are not able to move it forward unless you have a proper access to check on that incident here. So let me show you, open this incident now. So this is what has been created here. You can see here. OK, and you can see that has been created from this particular incident here. OK, you can see the related records are there. MITR, ADDCK card restrictions. We are going to discuss this particular screen very soon in the ongoing sessions. And this is what I was talking. Sense and NIST. This is what the state formation. Draft, analysis, contain, eradicate, recover, review, and the closed. And the last way to create the incident is from the SI itself. What do you mean by SI itself? Means go here and search for the security URITY, and under that you will get a option called the new UI, and come here, this one. If I click on this, a new window will be open. It's looked like a workspace for me, but it is not a workspace, number one part. OK, it is like a builder for me, specific builder. So you can see it's like a builder for me. And here I can click on the create incident, and then I can create the security incident. This is what the 3 ways to create the incident manually. Don't get confused. Just be clear that these are the 3 ways by which I can create the incident manually. Now the thing is that what happened when I create the incident? What else I can do? So I can create the response task. So if you see here, let me show you here. So I can add the response task. Number 1 part. It's not task, it's a response task, and it's coming from the SN_SI task table. So don't say it's a normal task. Normal task, C task, P task is a different, but these are the response tasks you can assign to a team to do the work on that particular task. OK. Number 2, identify all the resources CI affected by a security incident. You can go back here. Let me go back. And I can see all the CIs here which is getting impacted. This one. Even affected users as well I can add. Let's say I can click on the edit here. And if I want, I can add it. Let's say these 2 I'm adding. 1, save. So I can do this part. Security analyst assignment. I can assign this security incident to the respective team. So as of now, it is going to be SIRT team. By default, ServiceNow is assigning to SIRT team. Then create change incident to the problem from the security incident. It means if you right click, you can create problem incident change. What type of change? I have no idea. Let's see and see this one and submit. Changes get created. Let's see what type of change it is. It's a normal, standard, or emergency, or it is getting created via change model as well. This is what, see, it's normal one. Good. And last, what we can do is we can search for the different security incident as well. We can add the more related list here, and we can put the another security incident on that particular part. And the last is that we can close the security incident. Also, as I told that there is a workspace, so you can click on the SIR workspace as well. This is what the benefit I can say here. I'm not going to much deep in this part as of now because that is not part of this particular session now. OK, now the second thing is the automation. We discuss about that how the automatic incident get created, right? So, and we see in the setup assistant, the third activity is called the email parsing. This email parsing is basically this thing only for the automation part. OK, so what it includes here mainly. So for the email parsing, we have to do three major steps. Number one, we have to be set the properties. And how I can set up the properties? I can go here and I can search for the properties. TIS properties. Let's scroll down and go to security incident. This one. Click on this. Sorry, this is a security incident property, not this one. We are looking for the email parsing. Right, this one, properties. So number one part in the OK, we have this notepad open. So in the email parsing, the first part we have to be do. First step is set properties. And what these properties contain? Not required. Let's come here. That inbox for the security operation tool. Inbox for the security incident tool. Inbox for the vulnerability and inbox for the threat intelligence. So we can put this email, and also remember, as I told, that security incident is a scoped application, not a global application. So if you want to make a change, you have to click on the here only. Also make sure that update set should be the rightly captured or rightly put it. Otherwise the changes will go in some other update set. Once this part has been done, the second step is rule. And we call this as a parsing rule. Maybe you're thinking that Atul, how you remember these things? Because I failed 3 times in this exam. Every time I make my notes now and I noted down everything in my notebook. So I'm taking the help from my notebook and I'm putting in here. How to get the parsing rule? Let's come here and you can see email parsing and few of the out of the box given by ServiceNow. Let's see for the create new. And I can say LNG. Email should be come from anywhere. That doesn't matter. Email should go to anywhere. It doesn't matter. Contain LNG. Any record separator you want to put, you can put description. You can put duplication rule. Duplication rule is a very much important. What this do? It's like kind of a correlation, or I can say the pattern that if something similar is already exist in my database, do I need to create a new incident, or shall I just map the incident with or map this particular email with some other email only? This is what the duplication rule. So I can say, do we have any rules? No, nothing given by ServiceNow. And which table the record should get created? Definitely I want to be created in the SN_SI_ incident table. So record should get there and I click on the save here. But this is a step number 2. Third part is that the information which we are getting in the email, we have to be transform that to the field. So the third part we have to do the transform fields here. And to do this part, we can create the transform fields. And how it can be done, let me show you here. Even though I'm not that much technical guy, but I still try to be reply you on that particular part. Store value in the field or the related records. I said add a new value in the field of the record. What is the field? Short description. Yes. Search for the value at the start of the line, email body, anywhere in the email body. I said anywhere in the email body. Any prefix you want, maybe LNG, maybe trust, maybe IP address, maybe something like that you can do. Any suffix you want to put end of the line, end of the email. Up to that you have to be search. And value transform. To whom you want to be transform this. Checkpoint means value transform means this is what the previous one. The previous, what I can say, the parsing rule has been created that referring to that one. So I don't want to be transformed to there. I want to just use this part only. And now I click on the save. So by this way, I can do the email parsing. Let me show you the out of the box email parsing rule. As I say, I'm not that much technical, but this is what I was able to understand from the labs, what I did on that part. So this is what the email parsing rule created. They say if the email subject can McAfee ESM, then do these things. Because it's in the global application, we're in the global scope. So you can see here SNTI M2M task observable table, what any hashes should be go in that part. Short description should go in the short description. So this is what I am doing the transformation. Again, the same example which we use for the import sets, transform the things. This is what the things we can do it here. So this is the first way that we can create the incident with the help of the automation part. Do we have any other steps or any other way to create the incident? Yes. The other way to do this part, mainly how this sequence come. Number one, we can create with the help of the alerts, or I can say alert rules. We can create from the events as well with the help of the event management. We can create with the help of the third-party tool as well. Last, that is the email parsing. Email parsing is the most commonly used in our companies. I receive an email that is a phishing one, and I forward that phishing email to one of the given email ID. And in the background, all these things work together. They have the matching rule. They have this thing, but I can say the parsing rule, and then at last it has the set up the transformation part. OK, now one thing which is or if I want to be see here on the broader level that how it's work, mainly this how this email parsing work. Let me come here just on the broader side. Yes, come here. So what it says. OK, so there is a what I can say inbound action check that is any email come in the system. And if yes, then it will be creating the. So first inbound action check that part, then it create the event, and then after creating the event, the process of the security email means this is to checking everything is what I can say record is already record exists or not. That process has been done, and then the duplication rule run. The duplication rule, it start doing the transform part. So this is the overall picture. Maybe it's a little confusing for you, Atul. We did not get, but this is what I remember when I was reading this part. So inbound action pick up, then event get created, then the process of the create new has been happen. With this, after this, they check the duplication rule, and finally they do the transformation part on that particular area. OK, so this is what I want to be cover in this particular part. Only one thing which has been left is detection and analysis. Even though we are in the manual phase now, okay, I'm creating the security incident as the manually, but the detection can be done with the different tools. It can be firewall, it can be SIEM's tool or the intrusion detection systems, but analysis will be still a manual part. Analysts need to be open the incident, go to the incident and check that what is be happening, and after that he or she can take the proper action on that particular part. After this, in the next day, in the day number 8, I am bringing with the something on the major security incident management, and we'll see a little bit on the what I can say in security incident workspace as well, and then we'll forward. So for the time being, let's stop the recording here, and I'll come back again with some another video on that particular part. Till then, take care and bye bye.